Now with that, viewers, let's begin the bulletin with our focus on some breaking news that's coming in, and this is from the down south, from the state of Karnataka. In fact, Congress versus Congress Karnataka escalates. Housing scam charges spark factional war. Siddaramaiah MLA says DKS to be CM 200%. Sidda loyalist housing minister faces backlash. Mantri scam audio triggers fierce infighting. What are the charges? The Mantri's coterie taking bribes. Scam wars, in fact, implicate Sidda DK Shivakumar factions locking horns. Congress MLA Patil alleged that bribes were taken in the distribution of 950 houses. 200 houses in the Munnali of Aland constituency, 100 in Hittala Shirur, 200 in Gangapur, 200 each in Kavalaga and Madiyal. These are the details that have been given out. A massive row having been sparked within the party. Let's take a look at the reactions that's come in on this very update.
Next year.
B.R. Patil ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಹೌದು ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಹಣ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ 10,000 ಹಣ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ
ಒಮ್ಮೆ ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಸಿಎಂ ಮತ್ತು ಈಗ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಸಿಎಂ ಮತ್ತು ಹೌಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್
ಶಾಸಕರ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರದೆ ಅನುದಾನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಂತೆ ಸರ್. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಶಾಸಕರು ಕೂಡ ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ರಾಜು ಕಾಗೆ ಅವರು ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮೊನ್ನೆ B.R. ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ.
ನನಗೆ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ವಿಚಾರ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
The hate mongers and the spreaders, no, they are Congress people only. See, it may be good for the Karnataka. The first casualty will be Congress party and leaders only. Okay? So that whatever they bring, but I will tell, nobody can stop people talking about the corruption or your failures. They have all the rights. Constitution has given the rights to talk. Okay? You cannot curb them by bringing a bill.
Now, Sagaira joins us on the broadcast to bring us more details. Sagai, a very good afternoon to you firstly. What we see right now, there has always been a murmur within the Karnataka Congress, especially ever since they formed their government 2 years back, with regards to whether or not we will see a different chief minister halfway through their tenure, halfway through their governance. But with this housing scam coming in, with such explosive remarks and confessions being made by a Congress neta himself, do we now see a push or a further push for DK Shivakumar becoming the chief minister for the rest of the tenure of the government there?
Absolutely, it will add more feathers to the cap of DK Shivakumar. And if you notice the kind of corruption charges which have been made by their own MLA stating that the administrative failure and the demand of money, that clearly shows the head of this particular government, Siddaramaiah, who is not taking care of the administration. And if you notice that after B.R. Patil, now Raju Kage says that despite the Siddaramaiah granting 25 crore rupees, the administration is not releasing the funds, and not even a single order has been issued from last 2 years after the funds has been allocated to his constituency. This clearly shows that Siddaramaiah, who is the chief minister of Karnataka, is not keeping the flocks together and is not bringing the administration under control. And it is his own MLAs and ministers who are making these kind of allegations. Definitely, it is going to benefit his competitor DK Shivakumar, who is in the CM race.
Right, Sagai. Sagai, thank you for bringing us those details. In fact, let's take our viewers through that very conversation that we are pinpointing to, or rather referencing to. Listen into what the Congress MLA B.R. Patil said on a phone conversation with the ministers, housing ministers, PA, where he threatened to expose the corruption in the housing scam.
राजीव गांधी हाउसिंग कॉर्पोरेशन में जो लोग जाके पैसा देते हैं उनको घर मिला है.
सब ये लास्ट टाइम आप बोले थे.
सुनिए
एक रिक्वेस्ट है.
ये हो रहा है क्या, धंधा हो रहा है क्या?
सब ऐसा है, सब आप ऐसा है तो दीजिए. मैं लास्ट टाइम आपको बताया, और कोर्स एक्शन विल टेक एक्शन सर इमीडिएटली. वी हैव नॉट डन लाइक दैट सर. आई मीन इफ दे हैव डन लाइक दैट वी विल सेंड देम बिहाइंड बार सर.
भाई मैं अपने सरकार को ऊपर मैं इल्जाम कैसे लगाता हूँ? मैं जो तजुर्बा आया है, जो पैसा दिया है उसको घर मिला है।
नहीं सर, ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता सर, क्योंकि घर ही नहीं है तो देंगे कहाँ से सर?
जो मेरा लेटर भेजा था वो नहीं हुआ, वही लेटर ग्राम पंचायत के चेयरमैन मेरे पास से लेके गए और पैसा दे के लेके आए घर मकान। अब हमारी इज्जत क्या रहेगा? पैसा खाने का देने का एविडेंस तो मिलता नहीं। पैसे जो लेके गया जो दिया।
नहीं सर, इसमें तो जरूर मिलेगा सर एविडेंस। मैं चेक करता हूँ, चेक करके बोलता हूँ सर। मैं सर, मैं आपको अभी हाफ एन आवर में
ये पैसा दे के लाए।
मैं अभी चेक करके बोलता हूँ सर। आप
चेक करते मैं मुंह खोले तो सरकार हिलेगा।
So viewers, this was the conversation, telephonic conversation that had come to light, which has now in fact led to a massive row within the Karnataka Congress and a factional war that seems to be erupting, with B.R. Patil making some serious allegations that yes, there has been certain corruption, there has been certain amount of bribery that's gone down with the allocation of houses. Now what is important to be noted here as well is the housing particular quota that's come to the fore at this given point, which was pushed by the Karnataka government from a 10% to a 15%. That is the very context within which this telephonic conversation happened. That is the government's new policy that they are pushing forward. And now Sagai comes back with us on the broadcast. Sagai, as we were discussing with regards to what this means for the future of Karnataka Congress at this given point, we see a factional war, not just a mere factional war, but we see a factional war on the basis of a telephonic conversation which has been extremely important. And now the housing scheme in itself, which was introduced by the Congress government there, seems to have taken a complete backseat. The entire conversation now is over the corruption that's going in within the housing scheme.
Absolutely, and these are the charges not made by the opposition of BJP or JDS. It is the charges and allegations made by their own MLA, stating that there are increasing corruption charges within the government and they are demanding so much of commission if they have to allocate houses, and this clearly shows that all is not well within the Karnataka Congress government, where the administration is not listening to the netas, and their netas in return are slamming the government and their supporting staff in connection with these kind of programs. And definitely, as you rightly pointed out, this has put Karnataka Congress government on a backstage, and definitely it is going to damage days ahead for the party and the government in the state.
Indeed, it's a loss of face for the Congress there in Karnataka, especially when such allegations come in not from the opposition but from within their own party. Now, investigations will have to take place to understand whether the allegations are true or whether there was more to the allegations being made. There was a personal motive behind these allegations being made. That is something that we will have to keep a watch in the upcoming days. But with that, let's quickly take a look at some more reactions coming in, starting with Raju Kage.
ನಾನು ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, B.R. ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಹೇಳಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ಅಪಂಗತಿ ನಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಆಗೈತಿ. B.R. ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಹೇಳಿದಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಅದೇನು ಸುಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕರೆನೇ ಐತೆ. ಅದು ನಂದು ತಗೋರಿ ಅದನ್ನ. ರಾಜು ಕಾಗೆ ಅವರು B.R. ಪಾಟೀಲ್ಗೆ ಬೆಂಬಲಿಸುವ ಮಾತಿದ್ದನ್ನ ನನ್ನ 2.5 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತ್ರಿ ಕಾಯಿ ಹೊಡೆದ. ವಿಶೇಷ ಅನುದಾನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ತಗೋರಿ, ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿವಲ್ಲ. ವಿಶೇಷ ಅನುದಾನ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅನುದಾನ 25 ಕೋಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. 25 ಕೋಟಿದಲ್ಲಿ 12 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ರಸ್ತೆ ತಗೊಂಡು, 13 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಭವನ ತಗೊಂಡು, 13 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ 2 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು ನಮಗೆ. ಎಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಅನುದಾನ, ಎಂದು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಪೋಸಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ? 13 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಯ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅನುದಾನದಲ್ಲಿ 72 ಸಮುದಾಯ ಭವನಗಳಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂವರೆಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. 25 30 ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿ, ನಾನು ವಾಲಿಯವರಿಗೆ 25 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವ್ರಿ, ಉಳಿದು ಯಾಕ 2 ವರ್ಷ ಬೇಕು ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಲಕ್ಕ?